scenes and stars from the movies Bill and I have chosen as our best of 1987. I'm Rex Reed.
And I'm Bill Harris. And as we roll into a brand new year, Rex and I rolled back through 1987 and a whole slew of movies. The same movies you and your neighbors poured over, trying to decide what to see and what to miss. We all had our favorites. And right now, in a special edition of At the Movies, we each share our favorites with you. It is the best of 87. 10 apiece to be democratic. You won't agree with all of them. I don't agree with all of them. But we start our best of lists right now. And Rex starts with one he says was positively untouchable.
That's right, one of the year's biggest surprises, and it was The Untouchables. Not a rehash of the TV show, but a study in American corruption on the epic scale of grand opera. Brian De Palma's passionate direction, Kevin Costner as clean-cut Elliot Ness, and Robert De Niro as an oily, toad-like, cigar-chomping Al Capone really made Prohibition Chicago come alive. Anyone longing for the good old days of Bogart, Cagney, and the Warner Brothers gangster pictures found the good old days were back. And better than ever.
I grew up in a tough neighborhood. Sometimes reputation follows you. There is violence in Chicago, of course, but not by me, and not by anybody I employ, and I'll tell you why, because it's not good business.
If you open the ball on these people, Mr. Nash, you must be prepared to go all the way. Because they won't give up the fight until one of you is dead.
I want to get Capone. I don't know how to get him.
You want to get Capone? Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
It had all of that, and it had Sean Connery, too. Every so often, one movie comes along that seems to be everywhere. Billboards and television, of course. But on everything else, from people's minds to magazine covers to endless articles analyzing each and every nuance. Fatal Attraction was the movie this year, with nuances aplenty. Michael Douglas starred in the chilling thriller, playing a happily married man who had a brief weekend affair with Glenn Close. It was a casual, carefree fling, but it quickly became something else.
This is gonna stop.
Dan, if you'd agreed to see me, I wouldn't have called you.
You get it right, it's over. There is nothing between us.
You mean you've had your fun, now you just want a quiet life?
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
You need help.
Can't tell you what I need.
You need to shrink.
Why are you so hostile? I'm not your enemy.
Yeah, why are you trying to hurt me?
I'm not trying to hurt you, Dan. I love you.
You what?
I love you.
You don't even know me.
How can you say that?
Alex, we spent a weekend together, that's all.
You said that second line. You must love me, little.
Because I was concerned about you. Why do you read so much in everything? I mean, can't you understand? I have a whole relationship with someone else. I am very happy.
Whole means complete. And if your life's so damn complete, what were you doing in bed?
Is this what you want to talk about, our imaginary love affair?
I'm pregnant.
I was never happy with the ending of Fatal Attraction, but no question about it, it was one of the most important moneymakers of the year. Screwball comedy got a fresh dose of adrenaline with Baby Boom. Diane Keaton was the quintessential career girl who inherited a baby and all hell broke loose. Up to her stock market reports in baby food, baby diapers, and Valiums, she gave the richest, funniest performance of her life in one of the wittiest and most endearing comedies of the year. Baby Boom proved you can have it all if you get your priorities straight, and it turned screwball comedy into a work of art.
It's linguine time. I think you're gonna like this.
Here you go. Bon appetit.
Was Diane Keaton at her best and a real contender. I admit that my affection for the sights and sounds and people and places of New Orleans had something to do with it, but I was absolutely captivated by The Big Easy. Dennis Quaid starred as a rule-sliding cop, absolutely content with the status quo, until Ellen Barkin arrived on the scene, professionally and personally, and shook things up. Soon enough, he was under suspicion in the murder mystery thriller, not to mention under her spell.
Et toi, viens-moi, danse avec moi. Dance with me, come on, dance with me.
No.
Oh, come on, I've got a hell of a rug, you know. Come on, Sharon.
Get his hand off of me.
Come on, Dad. Come on, Sharon.
Come on, Dad.
I know New Orleans, and I've never seen it photographed in such an exciting way as in the Big Easy. Coming up next, 4 more from our list of the best of '87.
So, you're not well educated, you have almost no experience, and you can't write.
Yeah, and I'm making a fortune.
Looking back on our choices for the best movies of '87, last year Woody Allen released Radio Days. It was a warm and wise remembrance of things past. He wrote a special tale for me with the semi-autobiographical story of a young boy back in the days when radio was king. Mia Farrow starred, and Julie Kavner left a special impact, along with Woody's usual stable of favorite performers, plus a few surprises.
There I am in my Masked Avenger hat and goggles, which I got off my friend in a trade. And then there were my father and mother. 2 people who could find an argument in any subject.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you think the Atlantic is a greater ocean than the Pacific?
No, have it your way. The Pacific is greater.
I mean, how many people fight over oceans?
2 movies from Woody Allen in 1 year, but Radio Days was far superior, I thought, to September. For me, the best American comedy of the year, however, is still Broadcast News, that rare accomplishment that's wonderful, intelligent, and entertaining. It also says something pertinent about the world we live in, chronicling the tears and laughter, the triumphs and defeats of 3 friends in the Washington News Bureau of a major television network. Director-writer James Brooks showed that news has nothing to do with news at all. It's all about show business. William Hurt and Albert Brooks were terrific as rival newscasters who aim for the top. But it's Holly Hunter who steals everyone's heart as the girl who loves them both.
Be smart for a second. What do you think will happen to us?
What will happen? Okay, that's very easy. 5, 6 years from now, I'll be back in town to collect an award representing the surge in foreign coverage by local stations.
What will they call the award?
The Yuki.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be walking along with my wife and my 2 lovely children, and we'll bump into you. And my youngest son will say something, and I will tell him it's not nice to make fun of single fat ladies.
Interesting that Hollywood would admit to the truth of flash over substance and turn out such a winner of a film. One of my favorites was an unexpected surprise from director Rob Reiner. His Princess Bride was a funny fairy tale for children of all ages. Peter Falk read a fable to his very restless grandson, telling him, when I was your age, television was called books. Soon grandson and audiences alike were captivated by an innocent tale of true love between a princess and a commoner. And guest stars like Mandy Patinkin and Christopher Guest appeared in some of the film's more heroic daring do's and daring don'ts.
Kill the dark one and the giant, but leave the third for questioning.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I think I was a member of the audience that was less captivated by that one than you, Bill, but it did appeal to the 7-year-old in me. Now, maybe you thought you saw it all in Platoon, but Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket was still the war film to end them all. A visually electrifying tapestry of Vietnam that explored the duality of war seen through the eyes of a bright young Marine correspondent, Matthew Modine. Full Metal Jacket was scalding, original, and unflinching in the way it showed the full-scale horror of war, from boot camp to the frontline trenches, exposing the madness in us all.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. The bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. The bird is a winner, well, don't you know? I'm the bird, well, everybody. know that the bird is a winner, the bird. The bird is a winner.
It was a riveting war film. My choice for my top 10 war film coming up soon. And coming up, more of those movies, the best of '87.
Be a good boy, okay? Come here. Be a good little chimp. Come here.
Empire of the Sun confirms Steve Spielberg's reputation as America's most important director with an epic that can only be described as staggering. The theme is the devastating effect of war on all innocent children, but the entire canvas of history that unravels through the eyes of an 11-year-old boy during the evacuation of Shanghai and in the 4 years that follow in a Japanese concentration camp includes images never seen in any film before. Scene after scene left me stunned and breathless. Empire of the Sun is a modern masterpiece.
I touched them. I felt their heat. I can taste them in my mouth. Oil and cordite.
Jim, come back to the hospital. I need to walk to the hospital.
Dr. Rollins, you run the Holy Hospital the wrong way. If we decide like the others, our bones will be in the wrong way. In a way, it's our runway.
No, it's their runway, Jim.
Try not to think so much.
Try not to think so much.
Just another one of Spielberg's accomplishments with Empire, finding Christian Bale, that young star. What a future. We both agree on Empire, but we'll surely part company with this next one. Project X, starring Matthew Broderick. It was a small delight of an action-adventure about a high-flying soldier brought down to Earth with a lowly job on a super-secret military project. Broderick handled chimpanzees, trained to pilot planes on dangerous missions, which he learns will kill them. Long before he reacted to that discovery, it was obvious the real charm and pleasure of the film came from Broderick's co-stars and from their interaction with him.
Look, I know that you would probably rather be climbing up a tree, right? I'd rather be flying a plane. We don't have any choice in the matter, though, right? So, what do you say? Huh? Be a good boy, okay? Be a good little chimp. Come here. Hey. Okay.
I'm still unhappy with the people who made that movie, though, because I asked right on this show for Virgil, and nobody ever answered me. Next on my list is Maurice, another literary adaptation of an E.M. Forster novel by the makers of The Room with a View. The theme of Maurice was less popular. It was Forster's 1901 autobiographical confession of his repressed homosexuality at Cambridge. But great acting, impeccable settings and costumes, and lush camera work brought the period flavor of the whole Edwardian era to life as no other film ever has. Instead of a gay masterpiece theater, Maurice turned out to be an elegant, lyrical, and deeply moving love story about a vanished era.
We want tea. We demand tea. Hello, Durham. A glorious match. We're absolute heroes. Peterhouse are absolute. And wonderful wicket-keeping. Wonderful wicket dark-keeling. I don't like this Chinese build. So far, I hadn't been to my two valiant catches. 3 wickets. Very difficult. Just dropping them into the rough. It's too easy.
Durham, where did you get to?
I know you read those books in the back.
How do you mean?
You'll understand then. I don't have to explain.
Understand what?
That I love you.
Aside from being controversial, it also takes top honors for the year in the year's most mispronounced film title. Spelled Maurice, pronounced Morris.
Right.
Back to World War II for another top 10 pick, this time to director John Borman, who recreated some of the hell of the home front in 1940s England with his moving and memorable Hope and Glory. As with Spielberg's Empire, he too focused in on the children, caught in a terror that was at the same time also the greatest adventure of their young lives. The characters and the images were absolutely unforgettable, including Sarah Miles as a young mother deciding at the last moment she could not be separated from her children.
Cabins may not go beyond the barrier.
Come on through. Let's have a look at your label. I can't do it. What's the point?
Let me through! I want my family!
No one goes in there. You signed the forms, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Now, I want them back.
Too late. They're very lucky to have got a place at home.
Wait there. Ready? Susie! Susie! Come on, Susie, we're going home.
We both agree on Hope and Glory. It's on my list as well. I think it's a great film, and it will be years from now as well. But don't go away. There's still more to come of the best of '87.
I've decided to seize my underwear.
I'm sorry.
In all of 1987, there was nothing to match the scope and the grandeur of The Last Emperor. 19,000 extras gives you just some idea of the scale of an epic in the greatest tradition of movie making. John Lone starred as the lonely, proud, and tragic last emperor of China, crowned in the early 1900s, who died in the 1960s, an ordinary gardener. The real-life tale is truly stranger than fiction, again, with images that are unforgettable.
That picture really made a hero out of Bernardo Bertolucci, cemented his reputation as a great director forever. The courtroom drama Nuts is next on my list, a powerful tour de force for Barbra Streisand in a new kind of role that stretched her range as a dramatic actress, a prostitute determined to clear herself of murder. Richard Dreyfuss as her feisty defense attorney led a top-drawer cast that included Maureen Stapleton, Carl Malden, and James Whitmore. Shocking and gripping, Nuts was a tough and demanding film of scalding intensity, strictly for the grown-ups.
Look, I don't know if you believe this or not, but I'm a perfectly sane woman. And I don't bother anyone who doesn't bother me first. You get it? And I don't want any more quacks running around in my head talking about my toilet training.
There's only one thing that scares me. A stupid client, and you terrify me. Have you ever testified in court?
No.
So you've never been cross-examined?
No.
You have no idea what it's like?
No.
How long have you been hooking?
3 years.
3 years and you've never been busted?
Never. Now tell me I'm incompetent.
3 more rounding out my top 10. Even as Daffy Duck's first new cartoon in 22 years is released, I add Animation Celebration to my list, highlighting different styles of animation, still a fresh and fascinating form of movie making. Throughout 1987, I never laughed harder than I did at Blake Edwards' Blind Date, in which Bruce Willis, Kim Basinger, and John LaRoquette positively had me in the aisles with high jinks and lowbrow humor. Then Nick Nolte's own triumph with Weeds was second only to the strength and power of the story itself, taken from real life, of a convict whose writings and determination changed lives, including his own. I also have 3 more films. The Whales of August is one of them, a delicate hymn to the dignity of old age, with Lillian Gish and Betty Davis giving subtle lessons in what great movie acting is all about. The Last Emperor brought pageantry and passion to the screen as the first Western film ever made in China. From the Forbidden City to the Communist Revolution, it retold history in unforgettable terms. Hope and Glory showed England under siege in World War II, as only an adventurous child would remember it, a film of scope and humanity that left me cheering. And there you have them, ending up with two films that made both our top 10 lists for the last year. Now that Rex and I have had our say in this special edition of At the Movies, it's your turn. Next week, we count down your top 10 favorites for the year, the ones you voted for with your box office dollars. We'll highlight the top 10 money-making movies of the year in a show spotlighting the blockbusters of '87. Until then, I'm Bill Harris.
And I'm Rex Reed, and we'll see you at the movies.
Johnny Cat Premium Cat Litter. Johnny Cat and a little privacy is all any cat needs. Introducing Contact Nighttime Cold Medicine. Effective relief and the taste that's preferred 2 to 1 over the best-selling nighttime liquid cold formula. Sticklets is the naturally flavored gum that gives you more sticks per pack than any other gum. Natural flavor, more sticks. Sticklets.